Yo, guys, what's going on? Fears is here. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to you guys. It is a beautiful Monday afternoon. The sun is shining out there, and I gotta say, super hot today. Very, 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 very hot. The last time I checked, it's like 97 out there. So I went out and got some lunch, and that's about it. The rest of the day, I'll probably stay inside because, man, oh man, excuse me, pardon me, it's too hot out there. So anyway, let me know what if it's hot where you guys are. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. I got a couple updates, and then we'll get moseying. Update number one: if you guys could please pray for my grandma. Grandma Fears is. I mean, listen, I love Grandma Fears, but she's getting old. Grandma Fears is almost 90. So her body is starting to break down, and it's a shame because I love my grandma so much, and my grandma is very independent and she's very strong, and to see her, not been able to do the things recently, it just recently her body has started to break down. It's like it's really hard to see my grandma go through this, and I hope she's doing okay though. I mean, my mom kind of gives me updates on her, and my aunt gives me updates on her. As you guys all know, like, she fell down a couple of times, so we had to put a stop to that. So she sold her condo, and now she lives with my aunt. So now my aunt can kind of take care of her. I mean, my grandma's still independent on some things, but some things she does need help with. So if you guys could just give a prayer. Just shoot a prayer for my grandma. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, let's open up the chat. So, there we are. Let me switch it to live chat. So, yeah, I would really appreciate it if you guys could just send my grandma some prayers and some prayers and some blessings. I would greatly appreciate that. That's my grandma's been on my mind for the last. I mean, she's always on my mind, but she's really been on my mind for like the last, 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah. It's hard to see someone, especially someone that you love and care about, like, go through, hard times. So, yeah. Anyway, is Grandma Fears doing all right? She has her good days and she has her bad days, but, the last time I talked to my mom, which was 2 or 3 days ago, and I talked to my aunt last week, they said that Grandma Fears she's doing all right. Thank you so much for the 2 likes. So whoever liked the stream twice, I really appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys would just give Grandma Fears, if you could give Grandma Fears a prayer, well, for all the people that are religious in the community. Please, shoot a prayer to my Grandma Fears. I would really appreciate that. Let's see, what else is going on? Work was good. Well, I will say this. Work was good all the way up until the very end. The very end, it was still good, but man, it's always a rush at the very end, probably because people want to get out of there. And we were also short-staffed, so I get in there last night, and I'm always on time. Very few times have I been late, but I always get there like 10, 15 minutes before so I can use the restroom. Sometimes they do have coffee available. Sometimes they don't. They did have coffee available last night, so of course, Fears indulged, and I got some coffee. And then all of a sudden my boss came up. My female boss has been on vacation, so she's going to be back tonight. So my other 2 male bosses, last night, they took the reins, and they were like, well, we're not going to lie to you guys. Here's what's going on. They said a lot of people called in sick. So normally we have like 17 to 20 people on the line. I think we had 9 people on the line. So I was like, oh Lord, I'm like, this is gonna be a crazy night. But the way they stretch out those 9 people, so like they'll give one person like 3 trucks to do or 4 trucks to do. So normally if they do that, then it's not so bad. I went to the restroom and then I came back and he's like, hey Fears, he's like, do you want 3 or 2? I was like, I don't care, just give me whatever you want. And he went, just give me 1 second. Because I'm a team player. I'm like, I don't care. Give me 2 trucks, give me 3 trucks, whatever. I'm like, I'm here, so put me to work, So anyway, I went to the restroom. I came back, and he's like, "Hey, Fears, you got 2 trucks." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I went to work, and like I said, it was pretty good up until the end. And normally at the end, everyone's tired, everyone's hungry, everyone wants to get out of there, everyone just wants to go home. So I don't know why they always do this. Well, the reason why they do this, I'm about to tell you. Probably because everyone's tired and hungry and wants to go home. But it's a mad rush always at the end. In my brain, I'm like, why don't you guys just throughout the night, periodically, like if you went at a medium pace, like throw some boxes down the chute, let us get those, and then throw some more boxes down the chute. Usually they do that, but it's like very slow. It's like every 5 to 10, 15 minutes, some boxes will come down. Sometimes it's faster, but I'm like, if you sped up the process and did it every 3 minutes or every 4 minutes at a medium pace, then it wouldn't be a mad rush at the end. You know what I'm saying? So, because at the end, boxes are flying everywhere, people are flying, and normally the drivers come in anywhere between 6 and 7. So around 6, like 6:20, 6:30, they usually start rolling in. Some do come at 6. Some do come at 6. It just depends on the driver. So when I see the first driver come in and check one of my trucks, then I know, okay, we're almost done because the drivers have arrived. So it's always a relief whenever the drivers, and sometimes they'll come up and ask me questions like, hey, Fears, how was last night? Did you miss any boxes? And we usually go through our little spiel always. I'm like, nope. I'm like, I've never lost a box. So I know some package handlers have lost boxes, but I've never lost a box. So I'll usually just look at them and go, nope. Like I scanned them, they're all in there because I take my job very seriously. So, not that I'm saying other people don't. I understand accidents happen, but I've never lost a box. And so I usually just say, nope, they're all scanned, they're all ready to go. And I said, and I usually tell them, sometimes the truck gets too filled up, so I have to put the remaining boxes on the side. So I'll tell them, like, hey, this box was massive. If I would have put it in there, it would have took up all the space in the truck. Because sometimes I get long, huge boxes. And I'm like, yeah, so I just put that one off to the side. And they're like, yeah, that's cool, Fears. They're like, don't worry about it. Normally they train us, like, put all the mini to the middle boxes in first so you can, like, fit it in there as much as possible. And then the long, massive ones put either at the back of the truck or put them off to the side. So we get all done. And then all of a sudden, boom. Like, let's see, not the last 15 minutes. I'd say the last 20 to 30 minutes I was there. My boss comes up to me and says, hey, John, I need you to, he goes, your 2 trucks are pretty much done. I went, yeah. I'm like, pretty much. I'm like, I'm just waiting for you to give me the A-OK to go home. He goes, do you mind staying like an extra 20, 30 minutes? I'm like, no, I don't mind. He goes, good. Get off that belt, go to the other one, and help them load the trucks. Because you know how like 4, 5, 6 people called in sick? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, the other line only has like 2 or 3 people on it, and they're getting behind, and I need you to help load the truck. So I went over there. I loaded because loading is so much easier than scanning and loading. You just look at the box, look at the number, go, okay, it's already scanned, number, da-da-da-da-da, okay, boom, boom, and then you put it in. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, no worries. I'm like, I'm a team player. I'm like, I'll go over there. So I go over there, get it all done. So I got out of there at like 9-ish. So yeah. Came home, took a shower, crashed, and then I woke up around 12:50, 1 o'clock. So Fears is just starting his day. So I've been up for 2 hours. Went out and got some lunch. I should have just made lunch here, but I was like, you know what? I'm being lazy today. So I got some Mickey D's. So yeah. But yeah, besides that, everything else is going good. Thank you for the third person to like the stream. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the likes. I really do appreciate that. I don't know. I was telling this to Randall the other night. I said, Randall, I said, normally I said a show gets maybe 1, 2, likes. I said the last couple of days, I said, or not days, I said the last couple of weeks, I said I've gotten more likes. And Randall's like, and that's a bad thing, Fears? I said, no, it's not a bad thing. I said I've gotten used to like maybe only 1 or 2 likes a stream. So I said it's like yesterday's stream got like, I think 5 likes, 6 likes. So I'm like, I appreciate that. So yeah. Big shout out to the fans. Let's see, what else is going on? I told you guys before, but just in case if someone didn't see it, I decided not to go to this show last weekend. But I'm keeping this because there's another show. You know what? Instead of guessing, let me go to the website and I'll tell you guys. There's another show. I believe it's in October, so I think I'm going to go to that one. Hang on, give me 1 second. www.spookyola. Well, if I could spell it right, hang on. Okay. Let's see here. Who are you excited to meet in 2023? Actually, a lot of people, because this Spookula looks really good. I really wanted to go. I wanted to go to the June 9th, but I was like, you know what? I'm like, by the time I buy my $60 ticket, and by the time I meet like the 2 guys that I wanted to meet, or 3 guys I wanted to meet from all the Halloween shit, I said, Fears, you're going to spend like $160, and that's like $160 that you could save and spend on your trip, because my trip's coming up. So, hang on, where's the other show? Let's see. Buy tickets. Oh, where is it? Give me 1 second. Buy tickets and apply. Oh, wait, here we go. Buy tickets. Okay. So, it should give the dates. Okay, so the first one was the June 9th, 10th, 11th. Then the next one is, let me scroll down. Let's see here. Maybe they haven't put the next one on yet. Oh wait, no, here we go. The next one is, it's near my birthday. It's October 6th through the 8th. So, and as you guys know, my birthday is my birthday is on October 28th. So, and guess where it is? My favorite place in the world, the Florida State Fairgrounds. Oh Lord, Jesus. The staff is absolutely horrible there. Not Spookula's staff. Again, I don't blame Jeff. Jeff is my buddy, my convention buddy. He's the most amazing guy. And I need to call him today because I told him I would call him on Monday. And because I said I wanted to go over and check out your nerd cave before I go on my trip. And he's like, oh yeah, Fears. He's like, just let me know when you want to come over. So hopefully I can come over this weekend. That would be pretty sweet. Because he lives out near Tampa. So I'm going to have to get his address. And I told him I would give him an interview. And I'll probably shoot some footage of his nerd cave. So that'll be kind of cool. And, but yeah. But the next one is October 6th through the 8th, 2023, Florida State Fairgrounds. Again, I don't blame Jeff. Jeff's staff is amazing. It's the Florida Fairground people. They're really trashy people. They don't care about you. They order you around. They bicker. They bitch and moan and complain. They're lazy as hell. I don't know. I've gotten a lot of standoffish attitudes from the Florida. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's see here. Anyway. But yeah, so that's the one I'm going to. Kevin Daddy says, I'm from Kevin Daddy's community, and they told me you're making jokes about my mother, Fears. I don't know who you are, Kevin, and I don't know who your mother is, so I'm definitely not making fun of your mother. I don't even know who the Kevin Daddy community is. I have no idea. So, Yeah. Yo, what's up, Jeremy? How are you doing? I think you got the wrong person, man. I have no idea who you are. I'm not making fun of your mother. So yeah, I'm pretty much gonna block you because I think this is pretty much a troll. I don't know who you are, but God bless you. So I don't know who your mother is, and why would I make fun of your mother? So I'm not making fun of your mother. Anyway, Jeremy, how you been, buddy? It's been quite a while. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Hey, dude, do you still have ADD? I still have ADD. It doesn't go anywhere, buddy. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, I still have it. Anyway, about the show, so I think I'm going to go to that show in October. Because then I'll be able to save money, and then I'll be able to plan it more. And they haven't released the guest yet. But they will, probably closer. But yeah, so if you guys want to hang out with Fears, I'm going to this show in October. So Jeff gave me this, and I was excited. Well, I got it from Jeff. Well, he didn't physically give it to me, but I got it at Jeff's. Jeff always promotes different conventions, so yeah, I grabbed it off a table, and I was like, I'm very intrigued. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, either the same guests will come, or maybe, well, at least when it comes to the Halloween people, hopefully, it'll be the same guests. But if not, then I'll meet whoever I'm going to meet there at the next one. But I'm really excited. Yeah. I've been since I've been up, I've been hunting for some tickets. So I've been trying to find some tickets, some cheap tickets to go visit my mom and my brother and my brother's wife and good old Grandma Fears and everybody. So hopefully by this weekend, hopefully I have my tickets bought and paid for. So yeah. What are your plans for July 4th? Most likely I'm going to be with my family and my friends, Jeremy. Most likely. Fireworks display, Disney. Oh no! Now listen, they do. I've seen their firework display. I've seen it before, but around that time, I think I'm going to go visit my. I'm not going to tell you guys how long I'm going to go visit with my family, but I will definitely be with my friends and my family on July 4th. So yeah. So that's the plan. Me and Eric, me and my buddy Eric's been talking. Most likely it's gonna be a barbecue. Either it'll probably be two barbecues. My mom will probably make some food, and we'll have a little barbecue with my family at my mom's house. And then once I'm done there, then I'll probably mosey on over to my buddy Eric's house. And normally him and his wife I'm really good friends with. I'm really good friends with my buddy Eric. They usually put on some type of party or barbecue or a mixture of both. So, because I just talked to Eric and I gave him the dates of when I was coming. And he was like, oh, we'll have to maybe do a barbecue or something. I was like, listen, I said, I'm down for whatever you guys want to do. So, yeah. Jeremy says, nice, and enjoy Missouri. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I will. I will enjoy Missouri. It's always a blast. It's always nice to go home and get back to your roots and say hi to everybody. Big shout out to the 10 people watching. I appreciate that. So, yeah, good to see everybody. I haven't seen any of my regulars but in a while, but hopefully my regulars will be back soon. I know people get busy and stuff. I haven't seen Visions in a while. I know he gets busy. I haven't seen Pixel in a while, so hopefully they'll be back soon. Hopefully. Anyway, today's topics are, someone asked me, I can't remember who asked me, it was a while ago, someone asked me where I get my inspiration from. So I thought, oh, that would be a good topic to talk about. And then I thought, well, me and Visions did the top 10 horror movies in Fears' life. I'm going to try to narrow it down and do the top 10 comedies. So it's going to be hard, but I'm going to try to do the top 10 comedies. And then you guys always love when I tell stories. And I thought, well, I've got tons of stories from my church camp days. So I thought, not bad. Just, it's all good, but funny stories. So I thought about telling like 2 or 3 funny stories. So anyway, yeah. So let's start with the top 10 comedies. Let me pull up Google and I'll pull up some comedies. So it's going to be hard, but I already know the first one. Number one has to be Ghostbusters. That's my favorite film. It's kind of scary, but it is a comedy. So I would say that's number one. Number one. So anyway, let me open up Google here, and I'll pull up some comedies to help me figure this out, because it's going to be hard. If you guys have got any suggestions, put some of your favorite comedies in the chat, because it's going to be kind of hard to do a top 10. But and again, these lists can change. If the more movies I watch, then of course it'll change. But I would say number one by far is Ghostbusters. A second, like number two, a runner-up would be. I talk a lot about it. The Goonies. Like whenever I hang out with Visions next year, we're gonna go check out all the Goonie locations, or as many Goonie locations as we can. So I would say that's number two. Number three, I really love Tommy Boy. That would probably be number three. That's very high on the list. And it's a shame that Chris Farley's not with us anymore, because man, he was hysterical, very hysterical, and son of a, like he's always doing. But probably my favorite scene out of Tommy Boy is where David Spade's character keeps like knocking, on the door, and he's like, "No, thank you, sleeping," and he's like, "You want pillow?" And he's like, "Please go away, let me sleep for the love of God." That's probably my favorite scene out of Tommy Boy. But it's the way, it's not what he said, it's the delivery of it. He's all like drowsy and he's sleeping and he's like, "Please go away, let me sleep for the love of God." I can't do it as good as Chris Farley, but oh man, it was funny stuff. So that's probably number three. Number four, probably. I'm looking online here. I'm looking on Google. I would say, I think number four, Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore's pretty hilarious, And who doesn't love Adam Sandler? And the best scene out of that is when Bob Barker, because you wouldn't expect Bob Barker to be in a comedy, because he's not an actor. He's a game show host. Now he's retired, and his wife is still alive, but he's like 94 something. Like he's almost 100, but he's still alive, and I give him a lot of credit. So, but I love it when Bob Barker beats the absolute crap out of Happy Gilmore. Like that scene, and he goes, "You want a piece of me, old man?" He goes, "I don't want a piece of you." He goes, "I want the whole damn thing," and like just uppercuts him, like I think like in the chin or whatever. Oh man, it was good. Or something like that. He punches him in the stomach or the chin or like right. I can't remember, but that whole fight scene is great. So that's probably number four. Number five, probably Animal House. I love Animal House with John Belushi. Very good. That's probably number five. Number six. Again, if you guys have got any suggestions, put them in the chat. I'd say number 6 would probably be The Blues Brothers. Not the sequel, the original. And the best scene out of that is when he's like, "You got us into this parking lot, pal. Now you get us out." And he's like, "You want out of this parking lot? Huh? Do you?" He's like, "Okay." And he just drives right through the mall, goes from one end of the mall to the other, and then just bashes out the fucking window on the other side of the fucking mall. So that's definitely number 6. Number 6. Number 7, I would say Back to the Future. I mean, a lot of people don't think that's a comedy. It is a comedy. It's an action adventure comedy, but it is a comedy. Like any of the Back to the Future, 1, 2, or 3. That whole series. Now again, I won't put Indiana Jones in there because Indiana Jones is not a comedy. Now Indiana Jones is an action adventure. It's got comedic aspects to it, but it's definitely not a comedy. So, but I would consider Back to the Future a comedy. So any one of those Back to the Future, that's definitely number 7. Number 8, probably. As much as I like Ghostbusters 2, I'm not going to put it in there because Ghostbusters 2 is not as good as Ghostbusters 1. Ghostbusters 1 is for sure the very first comedy on the list, but I can't put any of the other. Like, I'm not going to put Ghostbusters Afterlife in there. I'm not going to put Ghostbusters 2 or the Ghostbusters 2016. As much as I love all those movies, they're good, but I don't think they're good enough to make the list. Let's see. Number 8 would probably be probably the Airplane series. The Airplane series is really funny. The Airplane series is really, 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 really funny. Hey, what's up, Alice? How are you doing? Let's see. Let's see. Join my Thug Shaker crew, and we got Thug Shaker GTA. I don't know who you guys are. I don't know what like community you're coming from, but I didn't make fun of anyone's mother. I promise you. So yeah. Well, I have no reason to not trust Jeremy. Jeremy's been a loyal fan for a while, but so I'm not gonna block Jeremy because Jeremy's never done anything wrong to me. You know. Like the way I do it is if anyone accuses me of something or if anyone starts drama or starts like going nuts in the chat, that's when I block someone. But if I don't have a reason to block anyone, then I don't block anyone. You know. But anyway, where was I? Number 8 would probably be the Airplane series. Those are funny movies. Number 9. I gotta do Return of the Living Dead because even though it's a horror movie, it is a comedy. So Visions, when you watch this, I would say Return of the Living Dead. That's number 9. And number 10, let's see here. Probably Dumb and Dumber, not the sequel, the first one. The first Dumb and Dumber is absolutely hysterical. So again, this list may change as I watch more movies, but so far, I think Fears is gonna hone in on those top 10 movies. So yeah. So I would say, I don't know who these people are, but I have to get rid of them. I can already tell that they're from a community and they're trying to start stuff, and I don't know who they are. I didn't make fun of anyone's mother. I promise you guys, I did not make fun of anyone's mother. So I think Jeremy, I think they're just trying to start crap. But that's not going to happen. So yeah. Anyway, I try to keep it positive here. All right. So yeah, so those are the top 10, guys. Those I got to say those are the top 10, and but yeah. Jeremy, I'm sorry. They were accusing you of stuff. I was like, why would I block Jeremy? I'm like, Jeremy just asked, hey, Fears, what are you doing for your 4th of July plans? And, so that doesn't seem like a troll to me. He just seems like he's chilling out, hanging out in the chat, So I'm like, I have no reason to block anyone. But yeah, I think it's just a troll trying to start stuff, but that's not going to happen. All right. So the next topic I wanted to talk about someone asked me this a while ago, and I never got around to it. Where do I get my inspiration from? Like, as a content creator, as an artist, and the most simplest answer is I get it from everywhere. Like, I take stuff from all over, but like, I'll give you an example. I get a lot of my inspiration from like my dreams. Like, I got the Lonely Ghost idea solely from a dream, and it was partly a dream, and then it was around Halloween time, And I woke up, and I remember it was such a vivid idea. I remember I woke up, went over to my desk, and I just scribbled on a piece of paper, ghost idea. So at that point, it wasn't even the Lonely Ghost. I just wrote ghost idea short film, so I would remember. And then as I started like making the video, I was like, all right, I need a good title for this, and that's when I came up with the Lonely Ghost. But the best way to answer it is I get inspiration from everything. Like Fears Man, I got inspired from a class project. I got an A on it. I was like 6 or 7. My teacher was like, the class project is you have to make a superhero. It has to have a name. He or she has to have powers. He or she has to have a costume. Has to have a backstory. I just kept adding layers to Fears Man. So it started off as a class project, and then in middle school I added a little bit more to him. High school I added a little bit more, and then college I pretty much honed in all the aspects of the character. And even when me and Randall are making the cartoons now, I still add little gems to Fears Man. So he's somewhat all complete, but if I get a new idea, I'll throw another little gem Fears Man's way, if that makes sense. But I get inspiration from everywhere. Movies, books, my dreams, passions, all that. So I would say when you're wanting to be a content creator or just an artist in general, some of the best inspiration is stuff out of your life. So, like, that's why I gave Fears Man. I'm like, all right, well, obviously, I can't do kryptonite. So I'm like, what is Fears' kryptonite? I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm like, I can have a little bit of cheese and a little bit of milk, but if I have a lot, then bad things happen. You know what I'm saying? Bad things happen. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just make him lactose intolerant, I'll make him Crohn's as his kryptonite. Boom, there you go. And when Randall was making the first trailers to get everyone excited for Fears Man before we launched the very first episode, he Milkman threw milk right into Fears Man's face, and he's like, no! And then his body starts glowing and shit. So I was like, well, there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna message Visions and let him know I'm live. Give me 1 second. I haven't seen him in a while. He's probably just busy working on his website. If you guys have not checked out his website is absolutely fantastic. It's www.exhumvisions.com. So check it out. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send him a message. I just said, hey, I'm streaming, so if you're not too busy, come and hang out. And I said, I hope you're having a good day. Like I said, I'm having a pretty good day. I'm a little tired, but not too bad. But so anyway, so that's where I would say that's the main core of where I get my inspiration from. My life, my passions, my dreams, books, movies, that kind of stuff. So I mean, I take a little bit from all aspects. So yeah, that's the best way to tell you guys. And I can't remember for the death of me who asked me that, but it definitely was not a. It wasn't like one of my close personal friends. It was like a fan. A fan asked me hey, Fears, where do you get your inspiration from? And I was like, I can't remember who. I'm being honest. I know someone asked me, but I can't remember who asked me. So I thought, but I remember that today, when I was coming up with ideas for the podcast. By the way, I'm sorry. I crashed last night before I went to work. It's not that I don't want to watch this, and it's not that I forgot to watch it. I was watching some old episodes of MASH 4077. This TV show right here. I really have been enjoying it. I used to watch MASH 4077 with my grandma, my grandpa, so I've always enjoyed it, but I have not watched the series in such a long time, you guys. So now I'm on the 3rd season, going into the 4th season, and so I think it had 10 seasons, 11 seasons, so I'm on the 4th season. So I'm almost halfway done with it, almost. And after I watched a couple episodes last night, I just set my alarm clock, and I thought, all right, I'll just sleep for an hour or two. I slept through my alarm clock, and I woke up at 2. Thank God I woke up at 2. and my alarm clock had been going off on my phone for hours, I guess, and because I had to be in at work at like 3:30. So I was like, okay. I'm like, well, I would have woke up eventually, but by that time I woke up at like 2, and I was like, well, I only have an hour until I have to go to work. So I took a shower and got something to eat and got ready for work, and then I went off to work. So tonight I'm going to be watching this. So hopefully tomorrow I can review this for you guys. Again, I've seen bits and pieces of it, and the bits and pieces, it's not a cheesy horror film. It is a good horror film. So the bits and pieces I've seen, really good. Like, I've seen the transformation. I think it's either his last transformation as the werewolf or his first one. Every transformation, it looks like it really hurts. Like, his nose stretches from like here to like out to there. He's got hair all over his body. His fingers like stretch from like here all the way out to there. And and he's screaming at the top of his lungs like whenever he does this transformation. So it looks like, at least in this movie, it hurts to be a werewolf. So I'm really looking for. But I've never sat down and watched it, straight through. Front, start to finish, front to back to front. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching it, and I will review it. So I'll probably watch that tonight before I go into work. All right. Thank you so much, by the way, for the 3 likes. I can't thank you guys enough. We got 7 people watching. Well, I guess to end the stream, I'll tell you guys some church camp stories. I've always enjoyed church camp. Always. It's always been a blast. I've met a lot of friends there. It's a mixture of both like fun, worship, learning about God. There's some Bible classes you take, and then you take some fun classes. I've actually had the honor of being a counselor quite a few times throughout my life, and I've got to teach the kids how to make a movie. That's always fun. I did that last year, and that was a blast. But I told the kids, I said, my life's so crazy right now. I said, I'm really going to try and focus on getting a better job and finding a wife and all that good stuff. And I said, probably in about 2 or 3 years, I'll be back. And they're like, oh, man, we loved your class. I'm like, well, it's not that I didn't like, teaching the class. I did. But I had to take off like 2 weeks of work, and so I lost a lot of money. So I was behind on bills like when I got back, because it depends on what state. Like the church camps that I've done in Missouri, some are short. Some are only 4 days. Some are only a week. The ones in Florida are anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks. The one I went to last year was 2 weeks. That's why you guys didn't see like any content for like 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden I came back and was like, hey guys, I'm back from church camp, So if I go to that one again, I know when I go, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to save up some money to go. I'm going to have to pay all my bills off before I go, because it's going to be 2 weeks. And they said, unless you're a counselor, there's not much internet on the camp to begin with, because it's way out in bumblefuck, Florida. 2, the counselors are the only ones allowed to use their cell phones. All the kids have to turn their cell phones into the camp director, because they just want everyone just to have no internet, no technology for the whole 2 weeks and just enjoy everybody's company and everyone's like hanging out and learning about God and stuff. But they allow the counselors to have their phones just in case of emergencies. So yeah, so at least I got to fiddle with my phone. So yeah. So I would say that's one of my first stories. Like anytime I've gotten to teach the kids, and the kids run anywhere from like I've never done the middle school one and the elementary one, but there's, at least in my religion, there's 3 camps. There's the junior camp, which is kindergartners to 5th grade. Then there's the junior high, which is anywhere from 6th grade to 8th grade, and then they have the senior high, which is 9th grade to 12th. I've mostly done the senior high because I felt like I could relate to them, because I was in high school and I'm not near their age, but I don't have kids myself. One day I hope to get married and have kids, but I'm like, I don't have a lot of experience with like babies and like little kids and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I could probably relate to high school kids. Plus, I said they would grasp the concept of making a film more, I think I've done, like, whenever my mom was like heavy in the church. My mom used to be a counselor and a cook. My mom did one of the junior camps, so I got to help out at one of the junior camps, and I was a counselor. So I've done it once, but mostly I've done the senior high camp, and it's a blast. You go there for a week or two, like I said. You get to sing songs every night. There's a campfire every single night. And since I was in Boy Scouts, from like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old till about 18, I got to make the campfire every night. And every night I would do a different campfire. Sometimes I would do a teepee fire, I would do a log cabin fire, a star fire. I know how to do them all. It's the benefits of being a Boy Scout. So anyway, I'd say one of my best memories, one of my best stories is any time I've gotten to teach a class and deliver a message to the kids. They enjoy the class. We get to make a funny movie, and because I went to film school, I never came up with that class. Like all my pastors were like, "Hey, John, you know what would be a fun class?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Do you mind teaching two classes? Like, do you mind teaching a Bible class like with all the other counselors?" And all the other counselors pitch in. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't mind doing that." And then they said, "Well, what other class would you want to do?" And I just said, I remember like when I first started being a counselor, I said I did go to film school. I said maybe I could teach them maybe like a photography class. I just thought about like taking photos. And they're like, "Well, no, John, like how about you guys make a movie?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." So that's how it all started. So I've done the movie class about 3 times now. So yeah. So I can't wait to actually do it again. Thank you for someone liking the stream a 4th time. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So anytime I've been able to like deliver a message, teach the kids something, have fun, make a video. Anytime I've done the movie class, the kids have always been like, "Oh God, this is like my favorite class, John, from church camp." And I said, thank God I did it. I said, because when I went to church camp, when I was your guys' age, they didn't do that. I said, they had other cool classes. Like one of my favorite classes when I was young, they always split it down the middle. There's always like fun classes, and then there's always like serious classes. So I did like some of the serious classes where you could get like stuff off your chest. That was a class where it was literally called it was basically like a confession class. You sat with a pastor and basically just confessed all your sins and tell them, "Hey, what's going on?" I did enjoy that. Someone's calling me real quick. Oh, look, it's a spam. It's spam. Leave me alone. I'm doing a live stream. There we are. Gotta love those telemarketers, guys. Gotta love those telemarketers. Anyway, so I liked that class. But one of my favorite, like, fun classes, we didn't get to do it at the Florida church camp, but my church camp in Missouri, the one that I grew up on, the one I went to always. I went to one in Illinois, and then I went to one in Missouri. They always had, like, a volleyball class. And then we had tournaments, like guys versus girls. That class was always a lot of fun. And my church made like a sand volleyball court. So it was a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite class ever that I've ever done at church camp. That I didn't personally make. Obviously, the second class is my favorite. It's my class, my movie class. It's always a blast. So that's probably another one of my favorite church camp stories. Anytime I got to be at because I enjoy volleyball. It's a fun sport. A lot of people think it's a hobby or an activity. I'm like, no, it's a sport. Volleyball is a sport. It's not as popular as like football or baseball or whatever, but it is a sport. It's always a lot of fun. Plus, when I was younger, I'm a guy, so when I was younger, I was like, ooh, I got to check out all the hot babes, because a lot of the girls did volleyball. So me and my friend be like, "Hey, Fierce, what do you think? Like, we'll go check out the volleyball court." I'm like, "Oh yeah," I've already signed up, buddy. Because whenever you get to church camp, you have to sign up for classes. So of course I was like, well, not only do I like volleyball, but I get to hang out with all the girls, And there was a lot of romances at church camp and stuff. And oh yeah. One of my first, it wasn't my first kiss, but one of my first few kisses was at church camp. I'll save my very first kiss story for another day. But yeah. And my church camp is sweet. They have a massive lodge. This is the one in Missouri. If there's a massive lodge, there's a campfire like setting with benches that they've made, like that the church actually made out of wood. A massive fire pit. Then in the lodge, there's a massive fireplace that someone like handmade out of stone. It's really cool. And then they put in a pool. We used to just swim in the lake. Like when my dad went there, he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "We didn't have a pool." He goes, "We just swam, in the lake." But you can't really do that anymore because the lake, it's all kind of grimy and gross and stuff. The lake is still nice, and there's a river that flows through on the edge of my Missouri church camp. That my dad said sometimes they would go to the river and like go fishing. We do still go fishing, but they put in a really nice like heated pool. I'd say back in like, oh god, 1996, 1997, and that pool is really nice. And then there's a baseball field at my church camp. The one in Florida is a little bit different. Of course, they've got like the boys' cabins, the girls' cabins. They do have a nice lodge. The one that I went to in Florida. It's not as big as my Missouri one, but it's a nice lodge. And it's one of the few places on the camp that's air conditioned. That's another thing about church camp. There's not a lot of places that have air conditioned, so you're sweating all week. Really, the only places at camp that are air conditioned is your cabins, and then the bathrooms, and then the lodge, and that's pretty much how it was in at the Florida one. So yeah. Let's see. What other stories? What other stories could I say? I mean, that's a big one. Me teaching the classes. That was a lot of fun. I don't want to bore you guys with like a million stories, but that's one of my favorites. Teaching the kids how to make a movie, delivering a cool message, and just having a blast. Probably raiding the kitchen. That's always a fun thing. Like whenever I was young, I did it as a counselor too. So all the counselors get together and say, "All right, well, guys, there's like a no, I don't know what you'd call it. There's like a no food policy, like after hours. They're like, you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner, and that's it. But sometimes people get hungry. We as counselors, so me and the counselors have raided the kitchen, just me and the counselors, and then we've actually took the kids and raided the kitchen too. So that's always a blast. So yeah, but probably the best one ever is I was like 16, 17. It was like one of my last few, I think that was my junior year in high school. So it wasn't my last year. It was my second to last year. And my buddy wakes me up and he's like pushing my shoulder. I'm like, "What, dude? I'm trying to sleep." He's like, "Fears, I'm hungry, man." He's like, "You want to go get some pizza?" And at this point, pizza I could still eat, not much, but a little bit. I was like, "Dude," I'm so tired, man. He's like, "Come on, Fears, we got to raid the kitchen at least once." I'm like, "Oh, fucking hell." I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, "Give me 1 second." So I go in the bathroom, I throw some water on my face. I'm like, "Dude, it's like 2 a.m, man." I'm like, "I'm tired." And he's like, so even back then, Fears loved, taking naps. I am the nap master. But yeah, I've always been the nap master. But again, it's 2 a.m, so everyone was pretty much asleep. But my friend woke me up. So I'm like, "Give me a second, buddy. I need to wake up here." So I'm rubbing my face, throwing water on my face. And I'm like, "All right, I'm good to go." So then I think it was like his first or second. He's like, "Well, I don't know how to go." I'm like, "Look," I said, "I've been going to this camp since I was 7 years old." I'm like, "I know how to get to the kitchen. Just follow my lead." So we get there, and someone was waiting for us at the kitchen. And there's a little, on the back door of the kitchen, there's this little window. Or at least I haven't been to my church camp in a long time. So from the last time I went, at least, on the back door, there's a little window on the back door so you can like look in. So I look in and I see someone. It was all the managers and all the pastors, and they were up late and they're playing cards. My friend's like, "Oh, we're like man, we can't raid the kitchen now." And I'm like, I said we could wait. I said eventually they have to go to sleep. I said I don't know when they'll go to sleep, but eventually they'll go to sleep. And he's like, okay. So we wait like, I think 30, 40 minutes. Finally, they turn off the lights and they leave. So we waited, and I kind of like nipped my head around the corner, make sure they walk out of the lodge. And I see them walking down the path. I said, the minute they go into their cabins. Because you can see the cabins from the back kitchen door. And I'm just like looking like this. I'm like, okay. And the cabins for the girls are on the right, and the guys' cabins are over the hill and down the hill, and then they're on the left. So I saw all the male pastors and all the male counselors and all the staff go to the left, and then all the girls that were the counselors and the girl pastors go to the right. And the minute I see the doors shut, because it's not way off into the distance, but it's a little far. But again, you can still see, and it was dark, but it was like around 8 or 9, like where there was a little bit of light still left. So I'm squinting, and I'm like, all right, I think they're gone. I saw them shut the door. I tell my friend, hey, let's go in. We go in, open up the refrigerator door, and there's, like you get those square pizzas like at school. Well, they had a bunch of those square pizzas, and we start eating tons of pizza. I almost got a stomach ache because I had like 9, 10 slices of pizza. My friend, God, could he eat? He's like eating 12, 13. I'm like, are you done, buddy? And he's like, hang on, Fierce, one more slice. And I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm like, you can have as many slices as you want. I said, I've already had like 9 or 10. I'm good. Because they're just a little tiny square. But by that time, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm full. And we went back. So that was a legendary story. I've got more stories, but I think I'm gonna stop there. But anyway, that was a nice stream. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and God bless. And I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. I may stream either on Wednesday or I may stream on Friday. I think tomorrow I'll just take a break and work on some content. I am going to work on some content tonight, so I'll try and get a video up before I go to work tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the good old Fears Man at FearsMan26 and Fears Vlogs. Check out my buddy Pixel, Lord Pixel, at Pixel Protocol. Check out my buddy Randy at Cameo Man 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. Don't forget to check out Richie, the Challenge Master. Man, that guy goes nuts on those bathroom shower challenges. He goes nuts with them. I haven't seen them all. I've seen a few, but some of them are just out of control. Anyway. And last but certainly not least, check out my buddy, my pal Visions at www.exhumvisions.com. Buy some cool shit because Visions, he's a cool guy. He is a very cool guy. Oh, one last thing. So, I know it's been a couple of weeks since I had my meme contest. I'm sorry to the contest winners. I haven't sent out the gifts yet. Just to refresh everyone's memories. Yakov, well, at first I wanted to give him a Marvel or DC character. He wrote me and said, hey, I'm not really into Marvel or DC. Like, can you get me a Stormtrooper? So I said, I can get you a Stormtrooper. I got him a Stormtrooper. I have it. And then Visions was second. I'm going to get him a $20 gift card. And then the dude gets a $10 gift card from Starbucks. So today, when I was out and about, I got Visions' $20 gift card. So tomorrow, I'm going to get the dude's $10 gift card. And probably by Thursday or Friday, I'm going to mail it all out. So, but I apologize for keeping you guys waiting on that stuff. Fears has been busy, like getting my trip together and working and all this stuff. But I'm sorry that you guys have got your gifts a little late. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you guys. I will I will send them off very, 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 very soon. Just life's been kind of hectic. Life's been kind of crazy. But I promise I will get around to it. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I will be sending them off very, 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 very soon. Anyway, I just wanted to put everyone's mind at ease. I forgot to tell you guys about it yesterday, so I almost forgot today. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, be sure to tell them today, because a few people were asking, like, hey, Fears, have you done that yet? So I've gotten some of the pieces, but not all. But hopefully by Thursday or Friday, I'll have everything together. I'm going to throw in a couple extra goodies. I'm not going to say what goodies, but I'm going to throw in a couple extra things for each person. And I hope they enjoy it. Anyway, I'm taking off, but Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. Thank you so much for all the likes, the comments, the views, all the loyal fans. I appreciate all your guys' love and support and everything. Everything. I really do. I really appreciate it, guys. Anyway, God bless, and this is Fears signing off. Peace. Deuce. Later.